Hey everyone, this is Mr. Everything, and I wanted to do a 2-year review on this Instant Shudder Fixx for transmission issues. I did a video on this about 2 years ago, and at that time I just showed me inserting this, which is pretty simple, but now I wanted to touch on it. Of course, usually when I want to do this, it's always very windy, so hopefully the audio isn't too bad. But to recap that, this car had the torque converter shudder pretty bad, and I added a tube. It helped. It did make a difference. I added a second tube a week or two later, and then it pretty much completely stopped. So I would say it did mask the issue. I wouldn't consider it a true fix because obviously something's causing that. But 2 years later, it is just barely starting to come back. So for the price of this, I got this one from Walmart.com. You can get it on Amazon. I really recommend getting the 2-pack because it's about $15, give or take. If you go to a parts store, you pay about $11 to $12 for one bottle, and at least for my situation, it took 2. Now, these cars take, I believe, 12 quarts of transmission fluid. At least my 04 did. This is a 95, and if it matters, you know, these older Panther ones, they did have more of the torque converter issue, from what I know, than the new ones. So I'm going to add another one of these. It should fix it. If it doesn't, I can add another tube because I bought 2. So it's been 2 years, but I think the car had 44,000 miles when I bought it. Now it has 49. So though it did last 2 years, it was only 5,000 miles because I don't drive this car that much. So if you're putting, you know, 10, 20,000 miles a year on a car, it might end up being an issue. So it's pretty simple. I recommend getting a long funnel. I don't know if they're called transmission funnels, but something like that. Usually a little bit's going to come out. So I'll have this ready. And it did spill a little bit. And then I just squeeze it in. It's different than the Lucas kind. I mean, that's like a giant bottle, to where this is just a nice little tube. So you don't have to worry about overfilling because there's just not enough in here to cause that. So I'll let that drip for a bit here. And so the 2 years of 5,000 miles, again, if you need a masking issue, this would definitely work. If you don't want to put money into getting the car repaired, it's, you know, $10 a bottle, 15 if you get 2. Not a bad idea, even if you do have to do it that often. Now this car, if I get 2 more years and 5,000 miles, if I'm in the 50s, I believe these cars need fluid and filter at 60,000. What I'll do is just go ahead, have the fluid and filter replaced, and see if it does it again. And then if it does, then I'll have to add another bottle. So it does in fact work. It's one of those fixes that usually when you put something like that in, it doesn't do anything, or it's just barely works, or it doesn't last very long. So again, it's up to you to decide. 2 years, 5,000 miles for my situation, it's definitely worth at least a shot. And if you check my other video, and hopefully people will watch this one too, a lot of people gave good reports in that as well. So I think it's definitely worth a check. So thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next one. Have a good one.